I'm 102 years old, and I've eaten the same 3 things every single day for 40 years. Now, before you roll your eyes and go back to watching some young thing dance on your little phone, let me tell you something. I have buried 7 doctors. 7. Smart men, every one of them. And every single one told me I was killing myself with what I eat. They're in the ground now. I'm sitting right here in this chair. I'll give you all 3 foods, I promise. But the third one on my list isn't really a food at all. And that's the one that kept me alive. So if you leave the minute I finish the list, you'll walk away happy and you'll have missed the whole thing. Same way everybody else missed it. Stay with me. I'm too old to waste your time. My name is Cora Mae Jackson. I was born in 1924 in a little wood house in Alabama with a tin roof that sang when it rained. My daddy picked cotton. My mama took in other people's washing. And we had nothing. And I don't mean we were a little short that month. I mean some winters the only thing standing between us and an empty stomach was a sack of dried beans and whatever the hens decided to give us. People hear that and they feel sorry for me. Don't. That poverty is the reason I'm breathing at 102. I'll come back to that because it matters more than you think. I sewed for a living 51 years. Married my Otis in 1946. We had 61 years together. He's been gone 16 now. I raised 3 children in a house smaller than most folks' garages today. So when I talk to you about staying alive, understand, I didn't read this in a magazine. I outlasted every single person who had a different opinion. And there was one morning about 16 years ago that nearly finished me off for good. It had nothing to do with food. I'll tell you about that morning, but not yet. You're not ready for it, and neither am I. First, the doctors. The first doctor told me to stop eating eggs back in 1971. Said they'd clog my heart up like grease in a pipe. He gave me a little chart, green foods and red foods, like I was one of the children I used to sew Sunday dresses for. I nodded politely. I went home. I fried 2 eggs in butter the next morning, same as I'd done my whole life. That doctor died at 68. I went to his service. But the one that haunts me, the one I promised you, was Dr. Albright. Young man, real sure of himself. Sometime in the 90s, he sat me down and put me on a diet with no fat, no salt, and food that came out of a box and tasted like the box it came in. 3 weeks I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. And here's the part I can't forget. He was on that same diet, preaching it, living it. He died at 71. Heart gave out. That's when I understood something. He had all the knowledge in the world, and it didn't save him. So what were they all really selling? Fear. And then they sold you the cure for the fear. $40 a bottle. I never bought one, not a single bottle in 102 years, because a poor girl from Alabama knew something they didn't. Real food doesn't come with a commercial. All right, you waited. Here they are. 3 foods. No cheat days, no exceptions, no nonsense. The first thing is eggs. 2 every morning, fried in real butter, not those egg whites out of a carton. Lord, throwing away the yolk is like buying a whole chicken and throwing away the chicken. They told me for 50 years the yolk would kill me. 50 years I've been eating it, and I'm here and they're not. The yolk is where the life is. God wrapped it in a shell and said, "Here, this is everything you need." Then some man in a white coat decided he knew better than God. The second thing is beans. A bowl of beans cooked slow every day of my life. Pintos mostly. Now here's a funny thing. We ate beans in the Depression because beans was all there was, the poorest food on the whole table. And it turns out the cheapest thing we had was the very thing keeping us alive. They tell you now to buy powders and shakes and supplements. I say go look at what kept poor people standing for 1,000 years. It was a pot of beans. My grandmother ate them every day and made it to 94. And the third thing is a glass of buttermilk. And I told you at the start, this one isn't really about the buttermilk at all. Because here's the biggest lie they ever told me, and it wasn't about food. Every morning for 61 years, my Otis poured 2 glasses of buttermilk, one for him, one for me. Didn't matter if we'd been fighting. Didn't matter if the money was short or a baby was sick. 2 glasses on that table every single morning. It was never the buttermilk keeping me alive. It was that for 61 years, somebody poured me a glass. Somebody was there. I had a reason to walk into that kitchen in the morning. I had a person. That is the thing no doctor can put on a chart. You can eat my exact 3 foods every day of your life, and if there's nobody to pour the second glass, if you've got no reason to get up out of that bed, you will fade out with a full stomach and a clean diet. I have watched it happen. I knew a woman, Miss Geneva, ate perfect, counted every bite, weighed her food on a little scale like she was running a jewelry store, walked her miles, and she was the most miserable, bitter soul I ever met. Carried a grudge against her own sister for 30 years. She died at 71. The doctor said it was her heart. I say it was the bitterness. The heart was just where it landed. And then there was Pearl, my Pearl. Smoked like a chimney till she was 80. Fried everything in bacon grease. Laughed so hard at her own jokes she'd have to sit down. Pearl made it to 99, sharp as a tack, surrounded by people who adored her. Now you tell me the food was the whole story. It wasn't. It was never the whole story. So, that morning I promised you, 16 years ago. The morning after Otis passed, I came into that kitchen out of pure habit, and I poured 2 glasses of buttermilk. 2. And then I stood there, looking at the second glass, and I understood he was never going to drink it. I'll be honest with you, because at 102, I've got no reason to lie. I almost quit right there. I sat down in this house and I waited for the phone to ring, waited for one of my children to need me, waited to feel like myself again. Months of it. The food was still good, the body kept going, but I had stopped living. I was just a woman in a chair, waiting to go. And one morning I caught myself pouring that second glass again, and I heard myself think, Cora, you survived the Depression. You survived burying the love of your life, and now you are going to die in a chair, waiting on a telephone. So I stopped waiting. I started small. I walked to the corner and back, slow as I please, but I walked. I put in 3 tomato plants out back, just 3, but a tomato plant needs you every morning, and a thing that needs you will keep you alive longer than any pill they ever made. I started saying yes when the church ladies knocked, instead of pretending I was asleep. I gave myself a reason. Every single morning, a walk, a tomato, a phone call I made first instead of sitting around waiting on one. That is the secret the doctors can't sell you. Not the eggs, not the beans, the reason. If I could go back and tell the Cora of 40 years old one thing, it wouldn't be about food. I'd grab that woman by the shoulders and say, "Stop waiting. Stop putting the living off until the house is paid, until the children are grown, until you've got the time. The time does not come, baby. You make it. You make it every single morning, or you don't make it at all." I wasted a few good months waiting after Otis died. A few months I'll never get back. Don't you waste years. So here's what I'll leave you with, and then I'll let you go. Eat simple, eat real. 2 eggs, a bowl of beans, a glass of milk. Food your great-grandmother would recognize. Stop being afraid of it. But more than any of that, pour the second glass. Find your person. Find your tomato plant. Find a reason to come to the table, and then go live the day. I'm 102 years old. Some mornings I still pour 2 glasses, one for me and one for Otis. And then I get up and I go on and live, because that man would be furious with me if I sat here wasting it. Now I want to hear from you. Down in the comments, tell me how old you are and where in the world you're listening from tonight. I read every one. It's become one of my reasons to get up in the morning. And while you're down there, tell me the name of one person you've been meaning to call. Don't tell me you'll do it later. Later is a liar. Go pour your glass. Go call them. If a 102-year-old woman gave you something worth keeping today, stay with me. There's a new story here every week from somebody who's already walked the road you're standing on. Go on now. Go live.